Everybody, this is Neil Ronahan, and welcome to E3. We're not there. I guess we're in the state of mind that is E3. But we're all at our undisclosed bunker in New Jersey. We just watched the Spotlight. We've watched a little bit of Treehouse Live. We've seen some cool stuff. I'm going to go around and introduce the panel. I'm Neil Ronahan from Nintendo World Report.
I'm Casey Gibson, also from Nintendo World Report.
I'm Justin Berube from Nintendo World Report.
And on the couch, I am 21 Shura. And I'm Alex Ventura, and we are both representing Third Opinion.
Yeah,
and
so,
Nintendo World Report, I guess.
Yeah. I mean, we're on. It isn't. I mean, it's world is in the title. We are all just part of this. So
somewhere
there was, I believe it was the final tally was 24 minutes and 49 seconds of power. That was the Nintendo Spotlight.
Those lying bastards.
I know. They said 25 minutes. They said like roughly 30 minutes, and it turned out to be about a little less than 25. But it was packed with information. By my count here, there were 15 games mentioned or shown. It started off with a little bit of a kind of like a montage, kind of showing some stuff that we already knew. ARMS was shown, Pokken Tournament DX, FIFA on Switch, which you can look at other videos here. We have some footage of that already. Splatoon 2 showed up there as well. We've got those tournaments going on this week, and later on in the Spotlight, they mentioned those for ARMS, Pokken, and Splatoon 2. But the one thing that stood out from that opening video that was then followed up later is Rocket League is coming to Switch. Woo! That's fantastic news.
Oh, yeah.
Have any of you guys played Rocket League before?
You played Blast Ball, then you've played Rocket League with both.
Yeah, but
Blast Ball HD.
Yeah, it's like, I remember the E3 that Blast Ball was revealed was around when Rocket League came out.
Yes.
And I put up a good fight, being like, you know what, Blast Ball has some cool things about it. And I think that Blast Ball is really cool, but I think that Blast Ball was very limited in scope. But Rocket League has so much depth. And I have it on Xbox One. I haven't checked it. I hadn't checked in on it in a while. And I booted it up a couple months ago, and they keep on adding these dumb modes. Like, there's an ice hockey thing, there's basketball. Like the ice hockey thing is they just turn the ball into a puck. And it's just insane. And you have all these sliders that you can just make, like, crazy physics. So, like, you hit the ball, and it just, like, ricochets everywhere super fast.
It's crazy.
Or you can have the kind of more technical play where you know, you're like, it's a very tense strategic match, which I played that locally, and I think on the Switch, it's a no-brainer.
It'll be a really good fit.
Yeah.
And they can advertise it as being portable.
Yeah.
It just sounds like a fun online game that's almost unnecessary.
And at this point, it's like a platform. They're, like you said, they just keep rolling out new features and new modes. And then exclusive content for the Switch version. They said exclusive cars, which is going to be exciting.
There's Mario hat sphere cars, which, as we learned later in the Spotlight, Mario hats have a distinctive power.
Yes.
It's all coming together.
But
I found it interesting that they announced it through this montage and then later had like an actual segment dedicated to it. I think that kind of was a bit of a... well, they want to show off all the esports things, all the competition things. And Rocket League's pretty competitive.
And I think that was good because if you remove Rocket League from that opening montage, that opening montage is kind of boring.
Yeah.
It's like, I feel like we've seen that commercial before, like...
Just stuff we already all know about.
And like having Rocket League in there was like, oh, that's exciting. But yeah, so that was the start of the show. Rocket League was kind of the big news there. That was the only mention of Indies at all during this. I imagine probably for Treehouse Live, we'll see some more stuff with Nindies throughout the week. I know you guys on your, Alex and Tony on your bingo card, you do have Stardew Valley release date.
Yes.
I think that has a realistic shot of showing up on Treehouse Live. For all we know, by the time this goes live, we'll already know that like Stardew Valley is coming out in July. I don't know.
I really hope we hear about Overcooked soon. I'm really excited.
Overcooked, I mean, from a multiplayer perspective, which that kind of ties in with Rocket League in a way, Overcooked on Switch is something that I'm ecstatic for. I've never played that game, but I've heard like it's totally up my alley. And
yeah, that's one I've been really wanting to play, but I couldn't get it. I spent another to buy a PS4 controller. I was like, I'm just gonna wait, and then thank God, Switch. Boom.
Yeah. So then we got to Reggie Fils-Aimé, Nintendo of America's president in a hotel room or something, I don't know. Talking about, like, you know, playing games and how the challenge is blah, 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 blah.
Fun and challenge.
And then the walls fell around him. And Xenoblade Chronicles 2. We got a trailer for that. That seemed to be hinting at a woman being a sword. Lots of cool vistas. Like, I'm I'm into that world, and it's we got a release window, which is holiday 2007, I think, or
2007 back in time.
Holiday 2017, although that was also mentioned as kind of just like holiday, not necessarily tied to a year in the press release, which I know we have some
trepidation.
We're all looking at it right
dissension
now.
here that people think that it might be 2018.
I don't think
as of
it's gonna
right
make
now,
this year.
I think Xenoblade Chronicles 2 will be out anywhere from November 2017 to March 2018. And no matter when it comes out there, we're all still going to hopefully get to play it.
I like the direction the character design's gone. I think
It's better
in
than
the
what it has
past
been.
it's been so... Like, that's the black eye of the game. Like, it looks beautiful, but the characters, you know, a little more simplistic.
Yeah.
But I think they end up looking really nice.
Yeah.
And everything's on big monsters. Yeah, you're living on big monsters now.
Yeah, it looks like a beautiful game, and I can't wait to play it. And I'm really interested to see how this actually ties into the original Xenoblade, since it does have
a Chrono Cross tie-in, man.
It does, because it has a 2 in it, and it's
Tying to Chrono
Direct
Cross.
so yeah. We got to see.
Just have it, dude. Just have it be that like Shulk failed and he's been dead for
Well, it's a separate
centuries.
timeline. I mean, they mentioned a few things in the dialogue that makes you wonder if there's a connection without spoiling any element to the previous game's plot.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I'm wondering if
that might be for a deep dive later on.
why is it always called Elysium? That's like one of the most overused words and names and places in a fantasy game.
Or like Yggdrasil, or I always...
Or Utopia.
Yeah.
Or
Metopia.
Metopia.
Metopia, not the spotlight.
Yes. Not the spotlight.
Moving on to the next game, we got our first, I guess Rocket League is a new game, but our first brand new, our world premiere, Kirby, coming out for Switch in 2018.
Hey, they said it wasn't going to be a 2018.
Yeah, those filthy liars. But it's a 4-player Kirby game, looks kind of, I mean, following that lineage of Kirby's Return to Dreamland on Wii, to Triple Deluxe and Planet Robobo on 3DS. And that looks fun. And it looks like they've got some cool twists in that, where they had like the weird, like, all 4 characters getting into a circle rolling around. Some of the other stuff that was...
the one thing... I was going to say, the one that had the one Kirby had to hold up the umbrella to block the waterfall from falling so that the fire Kirby can get underneath. So it seems like you're going to interact with different power-ups to solve puzzles.
I think from the meta game experience, for one, it looks like you don't swallow a power-up and then turn it into a helper. You throw something onto a monster to turn them into a helper. No word of it was about multiplayer. That's actually happening, but it's pretty much guaranteed 4-player cooperative play.
In the press release, they mentioned multiplayer.
And also, I noticed the ability to combine power-ups. We haven't seen that sort of thing happen since
Water bombs.
Since Kirby 64, the stealth, really awesome Kirby game. Like, if you want to actually never play some cool stuff, like, because Kirby 64 is kind of like this, like, Elseworld, part of this Elseworlds timeline for Kirby. Because Dreamland 3 and Kirby 64 were both directed by, I forget the dude's name, but not Sakurai. And that director of Kirby 64, after Kirby 64, like, might have passed away. But maybe he's back from the dead. And making this Kirby game for Switch, I don't know. But if you want to know more about that, I wrote an article a couple years about that when I think like Kirby's Dreamland 3 came out on Wii Virtual Console or something. But it's kind of interesting stuff, and it's nice to see that combo power thing back.
Yeah, I'm not the biggest Kirby fan, but this does look interesting because it's really going off the strengths of the Switch with the multiplayer element to it. So I think that'll be fun.
It looks like love is a big thing, too, because the Kirby keeps throwing little hearts and enemies. And it looks like the Wispy Woods battle they showed, there's like attacks everywhere, so you're going to need to have friends help you in this case.
Yeah, Kirby looks cool. We'll probably...
Next year will be great.
I mean, I would say probably first half of next year is where I'd put my money on it.
And it's just called Kirby. No name.
I mean, that's what I was... we were talking about this earlier. When Kirby and the Rainbow Curse was revealed, I remember talking to someone at Nintendo at that E3 that, like, on the show floor, when they had demos for that game, it was just Kirby. Like they didn't have any further name. And I asked someone about that, and they said that, like, oh no, like, literally the day before E3, we got Kirby, like, because I guess, you know, Kirby and the Rainbow Curse needs to go through approvals and legal and all that stuff. Kirby and the Rainbow Curse got confirmed, like, right before E3 that year. So it's probably just that this Kirby game and then the Yoshi game that we'll talk about in a little bit, they just probably, their full names are probably kind of under development and haven't been locked down yet.
In translation, yeah.
I wouldn't read that into, like, the games being further out than you think.
Yeah. I'm thinking maybe Q1 or Q2. Probably Q2, I think. Kirby Robobot came out, like, Q2, right?